morning, besties. You're having a month. Yeah. So I usually don't leave the last 5 minutes of a book unread. I did that in this case in Timebound Warlock. Shami Stovall is just an amazing writer. I'm just gonna jump right. Hello, J.T. Weir, writer and overall cool guy. It is a very, very warm month. We just got hit with a heat wave, and I just realized that Bob Ross, the Joy painting game, is like right there, as well as Kami Unbound. If you can get that. Let me start off with this because I have my list of notes, but I want to go backwards. So I basically let me walk you back to the superfan experience. Okay, you finish a book, you're like, oh, this is good. Is there a second book? Turns out there's 3 books in the series, and they're all by Soundwith, I think. So I'm super excited because the first one, Timebound Warlock, that was a treat. That was like, oof. I don't usually like mysteries, but it's a time looper, so. Time loop progressor. It's like you go back in time with more information, which makes this work for me, right? Like it's obvious after a certain point who the murderer is, and then it's like, okay, but there's still the time loop thing until they get that perfect run at the end. Amazing. Amazing. But then I found out that like basically whatever she writes, I'm gonna read. I'm a super fan of you, Shami. You won me over. I hope that everything's doing well with you, because please keep writing. And that's the thing. It's like I'm a super fan of Shami, so basically she can write whatever the heck she wants, and I'll buy it. And that's kind of what I want for my fans. If you like my stuff, I want you to. You probably gonna like whatever I write. And that's my little thing about that. I started reading The Legend of William O. I had gotten many recommendations about this, and I always am like, yeah, I'll get to that. I should not have waited so long. It's really good. It's a tower climber. It's a very specific mountain type tower climber, and I did that because I listened to the author being interviewed on Crit RPG. I have the audio for my system analysis podcast. I just need to figure out how to upload it correctly. That's a thing. So yell at me in the comments. I interviewed DM Rook about his stuff. I have the audio. I need to figure out the rights for the audio for the intro music, or just dump the intro music because I need to have like some sort of intro. I'll let it go straight into it. And then. Yeah. So William O, it's third person, and basically each in the beginning he pays someone to be his hype man and like hype him up, and so like there's as the major part of the story somehow there is a kid on the first floor of this tower dungeon, or the base floor, whatever it is, just like telling people like tall tales about him, and the things that William O does is even more outrageous than the things that he's telling, right? And I'm in chapter 20. I'm just like, what? Gets kidnapped by demons, kills giant ant-sized swarm creatures. Okay, all right. That's a thing. And it's funny. Right? It's very entertaining in the way that they go about it, because I can see that this is an author that has learned his lessons very well, and especially after listening to his interview with Maddox, I'm like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm going to move to my top of my list and see what he did, because like, if you see my first book, like it was really like it was edited to heck and back to try to get the voice correct, and then like my most recent stuff, like I have less editing because I kind of know my author voices, right? And I feel like this is like, okay, he finally understands his author voice. He did it before, but now he's just like, okay, he's on genre, he's on specific, and like there's a reason this thing's on like top best rated popular. Oh yeah, there's a thing where newer authors will kind of so there's different places where people get their inspiration from, and so some newer authors I keep finding in this genre, they're getting from anime, which means that they are thinking in terms of dialogue, and they're not so much thinking about the beats in between them, and like, okay, this is very heavy dialogue, but like it is balanced by the action, right? And I try to do that in mind, like if I'm gonna have a dialogue scene, I would try to balance it out with some sort of action, and it's not just exposition. It's just like the characters in the world are doing the things that they would be doing in the world, not like info dumps. And William O just gives us like that little bit of information, just enough to get us to the next part that you're like, okay, all right, I see what you did there. And we're like, okay, I don't know anything more than I need to know to get to the next thing. And I'm sure that at some point in time, I'll be like, okay, this author has filled me in on all the details of this world slowly and like drip feeding, and that's how it should be, right? So Legend of William O, it's on Royal Road. I don't know that I should know if they're going on an audiobook, but it's rare for me to read a full thing right on Royal Road. The last one I read straight up. The whole book on Royal Road was Dead World Isekai, which I recommend because the author is awesome. So I recommend The Legend of William O. There you go. It's a popular work. It's critically acclaimed. Yeah, I'm gonna like it. Yeah. As for my stuff, I've been doing about 1,200 words is my goal. My stretchy goal is like 1,400 words. My backlog is 49 books, no, 49 chapters. 49 books are insane. I'll just release chapters every day. My backlog is 49 chapters, which is fine. I'll be fine with that for launch. I might increase my amount again once things get settled in the fall. But I'm probably gonna go from 1.2 to 1.3 next time I do a thing. Just work my way back up so that I'm like, this is not unattainable. Like I could do 2,500 a day, but I feel like I'm stretching. Because this is the time when I would be doing it, but I'd like to get the word out and not feel like I'm rushing things. Anyway, another update. Let's see. So Kickstarter, I just got the first PDFs of the book. So what happens next is I have to have them printed and do that. I need to get print copies made, hardcovers, and I need to have them sent over here. So I'm gonna have 2 companies, maybe 3, do a mock-up print copy in hardcover, have them sent over here, review them, and then like do the full print run. And by that time, I'll have all the artwork ready and the bookmarks, and then I'll package them all up and send them out. And it is June 24th, and the book is done. The lesson I've learned is have the book fully done when the Kickstarter is ready, so you can just know what you're ordering. I'm definitely running a shorter Kickstarter next time. Yes. Or rather, a shorter back end and delivery. We'll see. Because I have the dev edit notes for book 2. I'm just working through it. I need to add like a major scene or 2 in the beginning, which is going to change a lot of things. Mostly emotional damage. guys really well. Sorry, characters and caravan of lights. You're about to get it. And then let's see, management update. So my mentorship program is doing well. One of my mentees is not launching when I thought they were going to launch, but that's okay. All right, so let me talk about this. This is for Gimbrone. And then I'll call it a day. This might be for you, right? So I did a thing about author. If you're an obliger or questioner, this might be for you. There's a thing that you will learn when you write a full book that no one can teach you. Okay? And you're never gonna get there if you spend your time editing your first chapter, your first 8 chapters to death, because you want to be perfect. And no matter what I say to you, you're not gonna understand that until you actually go through it, which is why my thing is just finish the book, let it sit for 30 days, and then edit, because you will learn so much from that, right? You're gonna learn much. You're gonna learn from that experience. You're gonna learn how to do pacing, all this stuff. But you cannot learn that. I cannot give you that. You must experience it, right? I can tell you about experiences where like absolutely do not publish like something that has no market, or things where okay, I've been burned on this. Don't do this, and you can get that. But I cannot impart to you the experience of finishing a book. Like no one can do that, because it's a lot of work, right? And if you do not do that, you don't understand why I need you to not spend the entirety of your time editing, right? Editing is a skill, writing is a skill. Should you edit when you write? No. Am I talking about clearing things? No. If you wrote a sentence wrong, or if you dictated a sentence wrong, you need to correct something, because it's glaring, because it changes the entire thing. Then, okay, yeah, that's one thing. But if it's like you can get the gist of it, just come back to it later, right? Or do all your writing for the day. Take a distinct pause, get up, walk around the house, pet a dog. If you don't have a dog, steal a dog and pet it. Don't steal a dog, steal a cat, they're free. Come back and then edit. Because that's what I'm doing now. I've gotten to the point where I can edit my own stuff basically the same day if I want to. But the way I started off and the way that I did it for years is that I would not edit it for 30 days. And this is when I was typing everything out. When I type everything out, it's very clean, right? When I dictate it, it needs like a 5% edit. But there's it's like, what is it? It's so in box standard isekai, right? There are special things you get for your system. Like, so if you kill a bad guy, you can get a special perk when you level up before you get the system, right? But if someone tells you that, then you can't get the perk, right? So there's like a hidden perk. So there's like a hidden knowledge that you cannot get until you finish a book, right? And you think that it's important for you to edit the book so it's perfect, right? It's not going to be perfect. There's nothing you can do to make it perfect. And if you think that, you are the rule. You are exactly the person that's made for it. If you think that you can edit your book so it's perfect, you are the person that needs to not edit their book and to write it through, and then come back and write the second book and the third book in that series, because you need a series of like 3 books. It's almost required at this point in time. But that's my thoughts. It's like you're graduating high school, and then the world opens up. Or you're like, oh, I'm done with that. Oh, I understand what that was about. or maybe you don't. I don't know. I've had these experiences when I finished schools in the army where I'm like, okay, what's next? And you're like, oh no, not you back to the baseline, back to normal. But this is like, you've learned the forbidden knowledge, or you've learned the secret knowledge. And it's not something I can give to you, right? I can't give. It's like you earned it, right? You earn the knowledge of what that means and all the little pieces that get that. But you're never going to earn that if you spend your time editing your first 8 chapters to death and back. And I feel like I'm going circulars. So that's my advice for you, specific person who feels like they're stuck. And I'm probably going to make this part its own video later. Yeah, we'll see. But that's it. That's my thoughts for this week. Oh yeah, and then here's my little rant. So every August, I'm like, oh, I'll get some good trading in. It's been this way for, gosh darn near 10 years, and every August it is like ass out. And I'm just like, what? I can't get any good trading in. Winter is a good trading time for me. I'm like a polar bear. But like it's a freaking heat advisory outside. I'm just like, if I don't get out by like 6, 7 in the morning, it's just not happening. It is 7 in the morning, guys. It is 75 degrees. This is outrageous. It's gonna be like 105 today. What the fuck? But every year I'm like, oh, I'll be fine in August. It turns out like August, like that terrible weather just starts earlier in the South. And I'm just like, why do people live here? I could live in Pennsylvania or New York and have like all 4 seasons. Why do they do this to themselves? I don't know. I can't find any beautiful thing about this. But that's it. Weaver out. Go write something, besties.